Welcome to another night of Bible basketball. Welcome to another night of Bible basketball where we shoot around with the Word of God, where we increase our knowledge and have fun at increasing our knowledge. Just another way of studying the Bible, another way of familiarizing ourselves with the Word of God. So come on in and play some Bible basketball with us. And this week we've been looking at the Beatitudes. Hello to my beautiful wife, Peggy. We've been looking at the Beatitudes and we've been talking about appointments for your disappointments. And so yesterday we looked at um, Isaiah 61 and how God said he was going to appoint us beauty for our ashes, oil of joy for our mourning. Then we looked at the Beatitudes, and the Beatitudes are also appointments that Jesus said he would give us for our those who are merciful. They will be appointed mercy. Those who are peacemakers, they'll be appointed called the children of God. Jesus gave out different appointments, blessings, even for those that are persecuted for righteousness' sake. There's a blessing. He said, rejoice, for great is your reward in heaven. And so that goes for us all, no matter what you go through. When men, he said, revile you, cast your name out as evil, do all kind of things. He has an appointment for your disappointment. So come on, join in our Bible basketball tonight. We're going to give a few minutes and wait for our players to come out of the dressing room. All right. Hello, Cousin Shirley. God bless you, Cousin Shirley. Good evening to you. Good evening. So we got Cousin Shirley and we got my wife here. So we got the two heavy hitters here so far. And so we're going to give a few more minutes for some more heavy hitters to come on in here. Yeah, I go another heavy hitter. Hello to my cousin Annie, Ruth, Boo, Akira, all of y'all down there in Florida. All right, God bless you all. Thanks for tuning in to tonight's Bible basketball. All right, so like I said, we've been dealing with the Beatitudes, I call them appointments for your disappointment. That's what Isaiah said. God would appoint us beauty for our ashes. And so Jesus, when he taught that mountain, he began to talk about the different blessings, which are appointments for the different things that the people was going through. People are stressed. People are full of anxiety today. People are going through struggle. And so he's letting them know that God is going to make everything all right, no matter what your struggle is. All right, so we got our players here tonight. We're getting ready to get started. And so let's pull up our question for today. And we're going to be looking at starting off with 1 Samuel, the 16th chapter. We're going to be starting in the 16th chapter of Samuel. Reason why? Because we're going to be looking at David and how David had some disappointment. His brothers, his own family, didn't even recognize him as king. But God changed that thing around. So let's look at David here in 1 Samuel 16. If everybody is ready, let's get ready to head down the court with our first question. Here we go. The Lord told Samuel he had chosen a king among this man's son. What man's sons did God choose a king among? And he told Samuel he had did it. A, Jesse, B, Jeroboam, C, Boaz, or D, Saul. Which one of these guys? Say your youngest son spent, what's that, 26-hour wait on a flight to Colorado. Yes, we pray for traveling grace for him and your niece in this weather. Ooh, yeah, it's some rough weather out there. So we ain't gonna worry about the time. We just make sure they safe. All right. So y'all said Jesse. Everybody said Jesse. It was Jesse. Is that correct? That is correct. We got them heavy hitters tonight starting off right away, slamming that ball. That is correct. Jesse. It was his sons. All right, let's move on down the court with the next question. He said, Samuel said, if Saul knew of this, he would do what? Samuel told God if Saul knew of this, he would what? A, rejoice greatly. B, fall into depression. C, kill himself. Or D, kill Samuel. All right. What did he say? First, he jumped up right away. Wow, she said he would kill me, kill Samuel, right? If King Saul knew of this, he would kill Samuel. That's what Samuel said to God. If Saul knew this, he would kill me. That is true. First Lady Pastor Sister Shirley, Cousin Shirley said, kill me. Cousin Shirley said, kill. That is correct. He would kill him. That's what Samuel was talking to God. He would kill Samuel. All right. And that is correct from us. Is that correct over here? That is correct. Man, y'all some heavy hitters. Yes. Yes. Samuel was talking to God and God told him go anoint the king. He said, man, if that man found out, if that old Trump found out, he would have me killed. I'm just joking. All right, but he would have him killed. He wanted to hold on to that kingdom, to that being king so bad that he would kill his own priest to hold on to it. All right, let's go down the court with the next question. Next question said the Lord told Samuel to tell Saul what? What did God tell Samuel to tell Saul? A, to cheer up. B, to remove himself. C, he was going to sacrifice. Or D, he was going to visit his mother. What did God tell Samuel to tell King Saul? A, cheer up, remove yourself. He was going to sacrifice. D, he was going to visit his mother. What did he tell him to tell Saul? All right. And the rest of the elders, because they're going to be nosing. And not only Saul, he's going to tell the elders, because they're going to be nosing in on your business. So what did God say tell them? Well, the hitters at who going to head down the court on this one? And there go the first lady, said, tell them she's going for a sacrifice. There go Sister Shirley said, tell them if you're going to make a sacrifice. Are we all in agreement, or is somebody else going to steal it and head down the court? And that goes Muff said, tell him he's going to make a sacrifice. Is that correct? That is correct. Tell him you're going to sacrifice. It's a shame. It's a shame, but sometimes you got to tell folks something different. Sometimes you got to disguise what you're doing because everybody don't understand what God is doing in your life. So God knew that his king would kill him. So he had to disguise his intentions. And sometimes you have to do that with people. Disguise your intentions. Don't tell what's going on. Don't tell what God got you doing all the time. Because if it's too soon, that old devil will try to stop it. Remember, Jesus was even telling them, don't tell nobody. He would heal people and he'd tell them, don't tell nobody. He knew them devils gonna try to stop him once it get out. All right, so sometimes you gotta disguise your intentions. All right, let's move on down the court with the next question. Next question said Samuel came to this town that Jesse lived in. What was the town that Jesse lived in? A, Gilgal, B, Succoth, C, Bethlehem, D, Jerusalem. Samuel came to the town that Jesse lived in, which was what? Gilgal, Succoth, Bethlehem, Jerusalem. All right. We'll jump out and take off down the court on this one here. Yes, that goes First Lady said, Bethlehem. Thank you, Sister Shirley. Bethlehem, First Lady said, Bethlehem. That called Cousin Shirley with Bethlehem. All right, what Muff and Anna Ruth and them gonna say? Bethlehem. Is that correct? That is correct. Yes, they lived in Bethlehem. All right. All right. See how y'all slamming this ball. Y'all slamming the ball all over the place. All right, let's move on down the court with the next question. He said, the Lord told Samuel, man looks on the outward appearance, but the Lord looks out. Man looks on the outward, but the Lord looks on A, deep within, B, on the heart, C, the windows of the soul, or D, better than all men. This is what the Lord told Samuel. He said, man looks on the outward appearance, but the Lord looks where? Deep within, on the heart, through the windows of the soul, are better than all men. All right, Cousin Shirley jumped out there and said, on the heart. Down the court she goes with the Lord looks on the heart. What are them other heavy hitters gonna say? What does the Lord look at? On the heart. That go to First Lady. She said, on the heart. Down the court she goes with on the heart. And what that other heavy hitter? There go Muff said, on the heart. Is that correct? That is correct. The Lord looks on the heart. Way to slam it. Man, y'all been slamming every last one of them. And that's what we need to do. Judge not according to appearance. That's what Jesus did, but use righteousness. And then Martin Luther King came along and said, judge not a man according to the color of his skin, but judge according to the content of his character. All of this is our God. It's all mean the same thing. All mean the same thing. Don't judge by appearance. All right, let's head on down the court with the next question. Next question says, Samuel anointed this youngest son of Jesse. The youngest son of Jesse that was anointed was who? A, David, B, Jonathan, C, Eliab, D, Shammah. Samuel anointed this youngest son of Jesse, who was who? David, Jonathan, Eliab, or Shammah. All right, there go Cousin Shirley said David. Down the court she goes with David. What them other heavy hitters? There go First Lady said David. All right, down the court they go with David. What that other heavy hitter say? All right, it's a flying 360 unanimous. Y'all been unanimous all game. So what we say? What is Muff them gonna say? Who was this son of Jesse that was anointed the king? And down the court we go. All right, there go Muff said David. What does he say? That is correct. David was the youngest son of Jesse, and he was anointed king. All right, let's head on down the court with the next question. That's a 360 on that one. Next question said, this troubled Saul. What troubled Saul? A, the thought of another king. B, the Ammonites. C, the Philistines. D, an evil spirit. What troubled Saul? The thought of another king, the Amorites, the Philistines, or an evil spirit. Who gonna take off down the court on that one? What troubled Saul in those days? And that go Cousin Shirley jumped up and said an evil spirit. All right. An evil spirit troubled him. What troubled him? That go the first lady said an evil spirit, and that go Muff, Vanny Roof, all of them said evil spirit troubled Saul. Man, is that correct? An evil spirit? That is correct. Flying 360. Evil spirit was troubling him. And an evil spirit is troubling us today too. All right, let's move on down the court with the next question. And so the evil spirit troubling, so Saul's servants suggested Saul get a man to do what? The servants of King Saul suggested that he get a man to do what? A, serve as his bodyguard. B, play the harp. C, rule under him. Or D, spy out his adversaries. What did they suggest that King Saul do? Get somebody to serve as bodyguard, play the harp, rule under him, or spy out his adversary. And that go first lady jumped on it right away and said, play that harp. Get somebody to play that harp for him to calm that evil spirit down. Music. That music will do it. It'll soothe your soul. What y'all other heavy hitters say? Y'all going with the first lady, or y'all gonna go back the other way with something else? Serve as his bodyguard, play harp, rule under him, or spy out his adversary. Oh, cousin Shirley said, play the harp, and there go Muff said, play the harp. Is that correct? That is correct. Find somebody to play the harp. That's what you should get. Flying 360. All right. Let's move on down the court with the next question. He said, who did Saul get to do this? Who did they get to play the harp? A, Jesse. B, Samuel. C, David. D, Abinadab, whatever his name, Abinadab. Who did they get to play the harp? Jesse, Samuel, David, Abinadab. Who did they get? There go cousin Shirley jumped up right away and said they got David to play that harp. First lady said they got David to play that harp. Down the court going with David. Is we all in agreement or what? Or is there something different? What does Muff say? And Muff, here she come and she says David. No, she said Jesse. They got Jesse to play the harp. Okay, Carolyn, you said they got Jesse. Down the court, we go the other way now. We got some back and forth going now. First lady said David, and cousin Shirley said David. I said, no, I think they got Jesse to play the harp. Back the other way they go, and here come first lady, stole it from Muff, said, no, it was David. Back and forth, man. We got some ball playing going now. Here we go. And there come cousin Shirley back in there again, said David. And so let's hit it. That is correct. They got David to play the harp. Ain't that something? How God works. Slam dunk on that one. It was David, Muff. David, not his daddy. It was David that played that harp for the king, the person he was getting ready to take over. There you go, Muff. Yeah, that is correct. David. Ain't that something how God put you in positions that he know that you gonna move up in. He put you there for a purpose. And so he put David there for a purpose because he knew he would be the next king. And at that time, Saul didn't even know it. So, yeah, that's why sometimes you got to keep quiet about your blessing. All right, let's move on down the court with the next question. That's a slam dunk on that one. Next question. He became this to Saul. So what did David become to Saul? Over time, he became what? His chief musician. B, vice president. C, armor bearer. D, ambassador. What did he become to Saul over time? Chief musician, vice president, armor bearer, ambassador. That is true, Cousin Shirley. Wait patiently on God. Like he said, when you pray in secret, he will reward you openly. So wait on him to reward you openly. There go First Lady jump out there. He will become his armor bearer. Here we go. We got another challenge. And Cousin Shirley said, no, chief musician. And then stole it back from her and said, no, he the armor bearer. First Lady and Muff going down the court with armor bearer. Cousin Shirley said it was chief musician. Man, we got some ball playing going on now. Got some tug of war. First Lady and Muff said armor bearer. Cousin Shirley said chief musician. We hit it down the court. When that come back, First Lady with armor bearer, and Shirley got with him. Cousin Shirley got with him and said armor bearer. Is that correct? That is correct. He became his armor bearer. All right. Because he was such a good person at fighting. He was a warrior. He was a straight up warrior. He could fight. He became his armor bearer. All right. All right. No, ain't no problem with that, Cousin Shirley. So that's a slam. That's a slam dunk. That's okay. It's okay to see it and then go for it. We don't always see it right away. All right. So that ends that chapter. And we're going to the New Testament now. We're going to Matthew 25. We're going to look at Matthew 25. And Matthew 25, we're going to be looking at Jesus talking about he gave everybody a talent. Matthew 25. Everybody has a talent. So God already appointed us something for the disappointments that we face in life, no matter what we face. Everybody has a talent. So like I said, I'm going to be talking about maybe tomorrow about how everybody has a talent. And so don't be looking at how big or how much somebody else's talent is, whether it's big or smaller than yours. God has given us all a talent. So use your talent. So we're going to go over here in Matthew 25 and look at where Jesus said he give everybody a talent, everybody a gift. Everybody's appointed something. So don't be disappointed looking at what others have. All right, here we go with our first question. Let's head down the court. How many virgins originally took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom? A, 5, B, 10, C, 20, D, 8. And so since y'all some heavy hitters, we're going to jump off of that all right away. Y'all know that. How many virgins went and took their lamps and went to meet the bridegroom? Y'all done heard that story. Preacher's been preaching it for the longest. All right, there go Cousin Shirley. She a heavy hitter. She don't need no much charge. She jumped up and said 10. All right, First Lady said 5. Muff said 10. How many virgins, First Lady? I didn't say wise or foolish. It said how many? Come on, First Lady. There she go. All right, it was 10. Is that correct? That is correct. 5 wise and 5 foolish. I hope I ain't answering no question. But yeah, it was originally 10 of them. All right, way to slam. Way to slam. All right, then. All right, let's get ready to head on down the court with the next question. He said, those that were wise did what? Those that were wise, A, took extra oil, B, took extra lamps, C, knew a shortcut, or D, they had no oil. The wise had what? Took extra oil, took extra lamps, knew a shortcut. I had no oil. Let's head down the court with this one. All right, cousin Shirley said it. All right, they took extra oil. All right, first lady said extra oil. Down the court, we're going with extra oil. First lady and cousin Shirley said extra oil. Down the court they go. And what is Muff gonna say? What did they take? They took extra oil. They were wise. All right, is that correct? That is correct. That oops, I jumped to the next question too soon, but let me slam and take that question over there for y'all see it. All right, but that's a slam dunk. That's a slam dunk. They took extra oil. They took extra oil. And ain't nothing wrong with taking a little extra. Do a little extra. You never know. It's always better to have and don't need than need and don't have. All right, let's head on down the court with our next question. Next question says, those that were foolish did what? A, broke their lamps, forgot their lamps. C, ran out of oil. D, stole oil. What did the foolish do? A, broke their lamps. B, forgot their lamps. C, ran out of oil. Or D, stole some oil. What did the foolish do? All right. Who gonna head down the court on this one here? Who gonna head down the court? Cousin Shirley said they ran out of oil. First lady said they ran out of oil. Down the court we go with ran out of oil. And what is Muff gonna say? Did they run out of oil, or did they broke their lamps, or forgot their lamps, or did they steal some oil? What happened? What happened? All right, we're waiting from Florida. They coming in as the seconds tick. What is Florida gonna say down in that beautiful weather? And they said ran out of oil. Ran out of oil. Is that correct? That is correct. The foolish ran out of oil. Flying 360 on that one. Man, y'all been unanimous and together the whole time. That's what I call good ball playing. All right, let's head on down the court with the next question. Say, where were the foolish virgins when the bridegroom came? When the bridegroom came, where were the foolish virgins at? A, lost in the dark. B, waiting for him. C, buying oil. Or D, repairing their lamps. Where were they at when the bridegroom came? Lost, waiting for him, buying oil, or repairing their lamps. Who gonna head down the court on this one here? Where was them foolish ones at? First lady jumped out there and said they was buying oil, and she passed the cousin Shirley, said they was buying oil. All right, down the court they go with buying oil, and what is Muff gonna say? Is she gonna go with them? Maybe they was lost. Maybe they was waiting, or maybe they were repairing their lamps. What is Muff gonna say? What were the foolish doing when the bridegroom came? Where were they at, and what were they doing? Lost, waiting on him, or repairing their lamps. All right, there go Muff coming there, and she said they were buying oil. That is correct. Another flying 360. See, if they had to get extra in the beginning, like the wise, then they wouldn't have had to go and buy. Right? It's always good to be prepared. That's what God is. God is a preparer. He prepares us for things. He's not a reactor. He prepares. He's proactive. God is proactive. All right. Let's head on down the court with the next question. And hello to Sister Louise. Cousin Louise Picking Horton here in Chicago. All right. Say hello to your cousin Shirley and Peggy and Muff, all us here. All right, here we get down the court with the next question. Next question said, what did the servant who had the 5 talents do? The servant who had the 5 talents do. Now, this is the part that I wanted to talk about tonight. What did the servant who had the 5 talents do? A, he buried it. B, he stole it. C, made 5 more. Or D, made 2 more talents. All right. What did the servant who had the 5 talents do? Bury it, stole it, made 5 more, or made 2 more? All right. Hey, Louise. All right. What's that answer? All right, Cousin Shirley off down the court. Her and First Lady said made 5 more. Cousin Shirley and First Lady said made 5 more. Are we all in agreement? What did the person do that had the 5 talents? Bury it, steal it, made 5 more, or made 2 more? All right, that goes my cousin Louise said made 5 more, and that goes cousin Muff said 5 more. Man, we got a family reunion going on here. 5 more, is that correct? That is correct. The one who had 5 talents took his talents and made 5 more. Flying slam dunk. Way to slam that ball. That's right. Take your talent and produce more, draw more, bring in more disciples, try to save more souls. All right, let's head on down with the next question. Next question said, who did the Lord call a wicked servant? Who did the Lord call a wicked servant? A, the man who buried the talent. B, the man who stole the talent. C, the man who had 2 talents. Or D, the man who had 5 talents. Who did the Lord call a wicked servant? The man who buried it, the man who stole it, the man who had 2, or the man who had 5? First Lady jumped out there and said the man who buried his talent. He was a wicked servant. All right, down the court she goes. What is we all in agreement with the man who buried, or was it, what is it? Cousin Shirley said the man who buried was a wicked servant. Down the court we go with the man who buried his talent. He's wicked, 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 wicked. What did the other heavy hitters say? Cousin Louise and Cousin Muff. What y'all say? Where you at? What did he do? There goes Cousin Louise said a man who buried his talent. There go Muff said a man who buried his talent. Is that correct? Was he the wicked? That is correct. Fine 360 on that one. He buried his talent. That's wicked. God don't like no candle to put it under no bush. So don't be burying your talent. Let your light so shine that men may see your good works. So don't bury it. God don't like that. He didn't give it to you for you to bury it. Use it and quit. What I want to say is don't be looking at other folks, whether they got 2, whether they got 1, or whether they got 5. You may have only 1. Use your 1. Don't be worried about you ain't got 5. I ain't got what they got. I can't sing like they sing. I can't speak like they speak. No, you just use what you got. Use what you got. Don't bury it. God don't like that. He know what he gave you, just like he told Moses. Moses was talking, I can't speak. I stutter, And God said, I'm the one who created you. Who you telling? Talking about what you can and can't do. I'm the creator. What we see as something that's not good, as to mess us up, many times it's something that God has put within us to take us to another level. You stutter. Think our president, what's his name, Biden, he stuttered. Look, now he's the president of the United States. So, don't be talking about what you can do. The young lady that spoke at the inauguration, the young black girl that gave the poem, she grew up with a speech impediment. And see, but you couldn't tell it. She said she kept trying. She didn't bury her talent. She said she kept trying and working on them letters that she couldn't speak. So don't bury your talent. Don't worry about you can't do what others do. Use what you got. And she used her speech to take her to king's places. And that's what Proverbs talked about when Solomon said, even a spider is in king places. So you can go to great places. You can be great, as Dr. King said, if you just serve. So serve with the talent you got. I'm sorry, y'all. Let me get back to our basketball. Let's head down the court with the next question. He said, what happened to the unprofitable servant? The unprofitable servant, the wicked servant, what happened to him? A, he was given another talent. B, he was given 2 more talents. C, he was beaten. D, he was cast into outer darkness. You said say that again from Proverbs. Proverbs, that's what Solomon said. Even a spider is in king's palaces. He takes his hands and he goes into king's palaces, even a spider. So do what you can do. Be great at what you are. Use what God has given you, is what he's saying. All right, First Lady said cast into outer darkness. Cousin Shirley said cast into outer darkness. What them other heavy hitters say? What happened to that unprofitable, that old wicked servant who buried his talent? All right, Muff said outer darkness. All right, as we got Cousin Louise, is she still with us? As the seconds tick down on the clock, what happened to the unprofitable servant? Was he cast into another, given another talent, given 2 more, was beaten, cast into outer darkness? All right, so everybody said outer darkness. Is that correct? That is correct. There go Cousin Louise. She said cast into outer darkness. That is correct. Slam dunk. Cast into outer darkness for not using his talent, for bearing his talent. No, God wants you to use what you get. And that's what Dr. King meant when he said, if you just a broom pusher, be the best broom pusher there is. All right, let's move on down the court with the next question. Next question said, Jesus compared his coming in glory to what? Jesus compared his coming in glory to what? A carpenter building a house. B, a farmer separating wheat from tares. C, a jeweler separating gold from dross. D, a shepherd separating sheep from goats. What did Jesus compare his coming in glory? A carpenter building a house, a farmer separating wheat and tares, a jeweler separating gold and dross, a shepherd separating sheep from goats. Man. I got messing up my speech. That go first. They jumped out there and said a shepherd. She said a shepherd. A shepherd separating sheep from goats. That's what Jesus compared his coming into glory. Okay, then what these other heavy hitters said. Jesus compared his coming to glory to what? Cousin Shirley said a shepherd too, separating them sheep from the goats. What the other heavy hitter says? What did Jesus? That go Cousin Muff. Muff says separating them sheep and goats too. Ooh, that's what's gonna happen. What Cousin Louise said. What's gonna happen as he go into his kingdom and come into his glory? He gave a parable. Sheep and goats or what? All right, there go Cousin Louise says a shepherd separating sheep and goats, and that is correct, man. Unanimous. Teamwork makes the dream work. That's what I call Teamwork. All right. Yes, he gonna separate them sheep from the goats. All right, let's go down the court with the next question. He said, what did Jesus answer when those on his right asked when they had fed or clothed Jesus or visited him when he was in prison? Those on his right asked him, when did we feed or clothe you? When were you sick or in prison? What answer did Jesus give them? A, many times. B, when I walked on the earth. C, in your thoughts. Or D, when you did it to the least of my brother. What did Jesus answer those on his right when they asked him, when did we feed you? When did we clothe you? When did we visit you when you were sick in prison? We don't remember doing that. He said, what? A, anytime. B, walked on the earth, or in your thoughts. Or D, when you did it to the least. All right, there go First Lady, jumped up there right away and said, when you did it to the least. And she asked it to Cousin Shirley, when you did it to the least. My brother, when you did it to me. Was it something else? Maybe it's something else. We haven't heard from them other hitters yet. Maybe it was many times. When I walked the earth, in your thoughts, what was it? Did it to the least? What you say, Cousin Shirley, Cousin Louise? What them heavy hitters say as the seconds tick on the clock? Cousins Louise said, when you did it to the least, you did it to me. Down the court, there we go with that. What Cousin Muff, what you gonna say? Down the court, we go with the least. Is she gonna steal it or is she gonna go with them? As the seconds tick on the clock, what we going with? And she said, when you did it to the least of my brother, unanimous. And that is correct. Jesus said, when you did it to the least. All right, that's a flying 360. So basically what he's saying is treat everybody right. You don't know who you may be dealing with. Yes, sir, you may be dealing with Jesus in dealing with that poor man. You may be dealing with Jesus in dealing with that somebody you not even think nothing much of. You never know. So just treat everybody right. Because when you treat them right, you're treating Jesus right. So be careful how you entertain strangers. It might be an angel unaware. All right, let's head on down the court with the next question. Next question says, what happened to those on his left who had not done as those on the right? What happened to those on the left, the goats? A, they repented. B, they were forgiven. C, they made excuses. D, they were cast into everlasting fire. What happened to those on the left? A, they repented. B, they were forgiven. C, they made excuses. D, they were cast into everlasting fire. Who gonna head down the court? There go the First Lady said they was cast into everlasting fire down the court. Is they gonna steal it from her? Or they gonna go with it? And there go Cousin Shirley got with her and said, cast into everlasting fire. Down the court they go with everlasting fire. And there comes Muff. She got it. Take the ball on down the court. We getting ready to slam with everlasting fire. His cousin Louise gonna steal it? Or is she gonna go with him? What's going on here? Seconds tick. And she said, cast into everlasting fire too. Is that correct? That is correct. Yes, those goats were cast into everlasting fire. Slam dunk. So you got to be careful how you're treating people. Be careful. Be careful. As we said earlier, judge not according to appearance. That's what God told Samuel. God don't look on the outward like man do. God is at the heart. So we got to treat everybody right. Treat everybody right. All right. That ends our Bible basketball for tonight. We'd like to thank you all for tuning in to another night of Bible basketball here Monday and Tuesday at 7:30 Central Time. Thank you. Y'all have a good evening. And as always, be sure to keep God first. Thank you all, Cousin Shirley, Cousin Louise, Cousin Muff, and our First Lady. Thank you all for playing some ball with us tonight. Be sure to keep God first. And Lord willing, tomorrow night we're going to be having our Bible class. Our Bible class tomorrow night. Thank you too, Sister Louise. Tomorrow night we have Bible class, 7 p.m. Central Time. All right. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Enjoy you all too. It takes us all. Team. I enjoy you. You enjoy me. Teamwork make the dream work. All right. All right. Enjoyed you too, Buff. Y'all have a good night. Keep God first. All right. All right.